StartupHakk. Today we're diving into something that everybody's talking about. You're hearing it everywhere. You're hearing it on the news. You're hearing it in developer circles. You're hearing it everywhere. Artificial intelligence. If you've been wondering whether AI will be replacing developers, and if you've heard all the chatter around this, stick around, because we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to give you my opinion on this. We're going to expose AI for what it really is and why you don't need to worry unless you're not adapting fast enough. So let's dig into how AI is going to change the game and why it's more like autocorrect on steroids than some coding overlord or some new god that we're going to meet with. Let's hit this today. All right, I'm Spencer Thomason here at StartupHakk. We love to train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps and build custom software solutions for companies. So I do a lot of work as a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and a solid 25 years in software development, I've mastered the art of transforming technology teams and products. All right. Today we're going to start with some of the basics. AI is not here to replace software developers. What AI is fundamentally it's a tool, and like any tool, it's only as powerful as the hands that use it. AI excels at handling repetitive tasks, finding patterns in large data sets, and suggesting code snippets. But guess what? It still can't build or think like a human. It lacks creativity, intuition, and the critical thinking that experienced developers bring to the table. So let's all just take a breath and not panic here a little bit. AI isn't going to take your job, but a developer who knows how to use it might. So you better dive in and learn how to use it. So one of the best analogies I've heard comes from Linus Torvalds, the creator of Linux. He calls AI autocorrect on steroids, and I think he's spot on. Think about it. AI might suggest code or might help you debug, but it's not writing the next big breakthrough app on its own. It's like having an enhanced version of a spell check for coding. It's pointing out syntax errors and maybe even suggesting better variable names. But the core of the work, that still comes from you, the developer. AI enhances what you do. It doesn't replace the magic of real development and innovation. So we need to be real here. AI has some serious limitations, especially when it comes to real-world coding. You don't believe me? Go ask some of the best AI image generations to build an image that contains numbers from 1 to 100 and mix in a letter every other number. It won't do it. Sure, it can write some decent functions, but try to ask it to solve a really complex architectural problem or optimize an algorithm for real-time systems. Spoiler alert, it can't. AI lacks the ability to understand context the way humans can. It doesn't get the nuances of business logic, user experience, or the unique challenges each problem faces. So, while AI tools can speed up some processes, they're not solving the deep, hard problems developers tackle every day. So the other day I was trying to work with a youth group, and I had 17 different groups, and I had 5 numbers of stations, and I was trying to figure out how to do a rotation. And I spent over an hour trying to build prompts and everything to have AI build out the schedule for me. And ultimately, after multiple hours of working with this, after changing the prompts, after changing the conditions, it never could figure out what to do with 17. And the funny thing about it was ultimately I had to actually set up just one extra station that had all the different games at it. But the funny thing about it was that AI couldn't think far out of the box. It kept getting stuck. So it would try to give me a solution and it would say, okay, here's the answer. And it was always confident it was the right answer. That was the most dangerous part. It was confident it was giving me the right answer and it never got it right. So what does that mean for you? Developers who understand how to leverage AI will be ahead of the game. Knowing how to use AI to streamline your workflow will make you faster and more efficient. So whether it's using AI to catch small bugs or automate tests, the developers who embrace AI will have a competitive advantage. But if you're relying on AI to do your job for you, you're in trouble. The future belongs to those who master these tools, not those who fear them. Now, if your company has disconnected systems, let us help you out. Here at StartupHakk, our specialty is connecting systems to help your company work like a well-oiled machine. So check out startuphakk.com/Spencer and we can help you out today. Now, one of the most important things to remember is that AI is great at automation, but it's not great at innovation, right? Automation, good for AI. Innovation, bad AI. Automation is fantastic. It saves time on repetitive tasks, improve accuracy, and allow you to focus on more important work. But when it comes to truly innovating solution, that requires a human brain and creativity. AI can help you generate options, but it takes a skilled developer to choose the best approach and implement it effectively. So while AI can certainly make life easier, it can't replace the ingenuity and creativity of a developer. So AI has contributed to the rise of low-code and no-code systems, which allows non-developers to build some very basic applications. Now, this might seem threatening at first. After all, anyone can build an app. What's left for developers to do? But here's the catch. Low-code tools are very limited. They're great for prototyping or for building simple custom systems. But when you need something robust, scalable, or secure, that's where real developers and real systems come in. The real pros will always be needed to tackle the hard stuff that AI and low-code can't touch. So AI is going to replace some jobs. Let's be honest. There are some out there that's going to happen. Repetitive, low-skilled tasks, these are on their way out. Software developers, that's not one of them. In fact, developers who know how to use AI are in more demand than ever. Companies are looking for people who can combine AI with traditional development skills to build smarter, faster, and more efficient systems. So instead of fearing AI, use it to your advantage and position yourself as a leader in this new AI-assisted world. The amount of the salaries that are being paid and the job competitiveness on these AI jobs right now is really high. So one of AI's biggest weaknesses is its inability to understand real-world context. So sure, it can generate code, but it doesn't understand your specific business requirements. Can it anticipate edge cases or user behavior? Not a chance. AI is only as good as the data it's trained on, and that means it can miss critical nuances that a skilled developer would catch. At the end of the day, AI can assist you with coding, but it can't replace the human insight that makes software truly effective. Now, speaking of real-world use cases, if your systems aren't working smoothly and they're not all connected and you find yourself going from one system to another system, reach out to us here at StartupHakk.com/Spencer and we'll make sure your company can be running like a well-oiled machine. Now, looking forward, AI isn't only going to get better at assisting developers. The tools will become more sophisticated, and developers who use them will be able to code faster and more efficiently. But make no mistake, AI will always be just that, an assistant. It's never going to replace the deep problem-solving and creative thinking that human developers bring to the table. If anything, it's going to make us even more valuable as we use AI to handle the grunt work while we focus on the bigger picture. Think about it this way. How often have you in customer service or in other areas where you've leveraged, where you know how to use Google really well, and you go and tell somebody else, hey, like somebody comes and asks you a question and you literally turn around and Google it and then hand them an answer, right? How often has that happened? That is going to be what AI is like, right? Those who know how to use it are going to become more powerful. And that's kind of a silly, trivial example, but you understand what I mean. If you're a developer and you're not using AI tools, you're leaving money on the table. AI can automate tests, debug your code, and even help you with documentation. By embracing AI, you're not only making your life easier, but you're also positioning yourself as a forward-thinking developer who knows how to leverage the latest technology. And trust me, in today's job market, that's going to make you stand out. AI is here to stay, and the sooner you embrace it, the better off you're going to be. Now, remember what Linus Torvalds said about AI. He wasn't wrong. AI is like autocorrect on steroids. It can help fix mistakes, suggest improvements, and make your life easier. And he even pointed out it's going to help find security flaws faster. But it's not going to do the work for you. Developers who treat AI as a tool will excel, but those who expect it to replace them will be sorely disappointed. Torvalds' analogy is perfect because it keeps things in perspective. AI is a powerful tool, but it's still just a tool. So, bottom line is AI isn't going to replace you, but a developer who knows how to use AI might. So it's time for us to make sure that we're changing the way that we work. Developers who master AI will have a huge advantage in the marketplace. They'll be able to code faster, solve problems more efficiently, and take on bigger, more complex projects. But those who are trying to ignore AI or fight it, you're going to get left behind. So don't fear AI, master it, and use it to make yourself even more valuable as a developer. Over the weekend, I myself was even diving in to try to get deeper into my understanding of AI, so that I can help other companies integrate AI into their systems. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think I'm wrong? I'd love to hear people's opinions. Again, one of the examples that I've given over and over again is Tesla's full self-driving. I think this is one of the most advanced AI systems that we have available to us today. It's very impressive. I've been using FSD. I was in one of the earliest betas, and I've really enjoyed watching it, and I think it's very interesting. But again, the way that I explained FSD to a lot of people who never have used it before was when it first came out, it was kind of like a 15-and-a-half-year-old who had just gotten their permit. Like, sure, it could drive, but it still needed a lot of attention and a lot of help. Now, fast forward, we're on a newer version of FSD in Teslas. It's getting much, much better, but now it's still probably put it equivalent to about a 16-year-old who has their license, right? If you've ever driven with a 16-year-old who just got their license, it's still pretty scary sometimes. Now, it's super impressive. What they're doing is huge, but it's still far from a full robotaxi that we're expecting. Now, I know Waymo's been driving around some things, like we're getting there, but is this actual full AI? No, it's really a lot of big data. And I think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to see that AI is going to reach to a point where it's going to be very impressive, but I don't think it'll still ever replace humans. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I love to have a great, healthy discussion. Here at StartupHakk, we love to train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps, as well as build custom software solutions for a company. So reach out because we'd love to help. Hit the links down below or go to check out StartupHakk.com today for our coding boot camps, or StartupHakk.com/Spencer for our custom software solutions, and we will catch you guys next time. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel because we bring you lots of great tutorials and tips that every developer should know. See you next time.